Morning children, welcome to sociology class. In the last video I explained you the classical thinker whose name was Herbert Spencer. Now in this video I am going to explain about Max Weber, who was also a classical thinker in sociology. So in this video we'll study about the life sketch and the theories of Max Weber. There are two theories, the types of authority, and the second theory is the concept of bureaucracy. Right? So let us begin with the life sketch and writings of Max Weber. Max Weber was born on 21st April 1864 in a prosperous Protestant family of Berlin. His father was a national liberal politician. He studied and received his degree in law. After the completion of his doctoral and the postdoctoral dissertations, Weber joined the law faculty of the Berlin University. In 1894, Weber joined Freiburg University as a professor of political economy. In 1897, he joined Heidelberg University as a professor of economics. Although Weber was a student of law, he had great interest in history. His interest in law and economic organization increased steadily, and he entered the field of legal history. His educational career was brilliant and he achieved great renown in this period. He became an honorary professor in Heidelberg University in 1903. He started his works in sociology in 1918. He became the professor of sociology at Vienna, and in 1919 he was professor of sociology at Munich. He died of pneumonia on July 14th, 1920. So now let us discuss the two theories which are in our syllabus. The first is types of authority, which is also called the typology of authority. So according to Weber, to impose one's will on the other's behavior is called authority, or it is authority. Examples of authority are found in all situations in life, such as father asserting his right on the son, or the officer scolding his assistant, etc. So authority is found everywhere, right? And this situation arises where there are relations of inequality in society, right? And it is divided into two sections. One that imposes its will, and the other on whom it is imposed. For example, again I am giving you the example of father. So father imposes his will on the son, and it is imposed means the son is there on which it is imposed, right? Authority means legitimized power, means a legal power in which one person has the legitimate right or legal right to give orders which have to be obeyed. So it indicates the mutual relations between the ruler and the ruled, means who has authority and the one who is obeying the instructions given by the person who has authority. Now Weber identifies the following three types of authority based. The first one is rational legal authority. This is the authority which is both rational and legal. It is logical as well as it has legal sanction, right? So it accepts the right of those who exercise authority under legally defined rules to issue commands. Rational legal authority is the characteristic feature of modern society, right? In modern society, we generally find this type of authority, right? So it is both rational, means it is both logical and legal. For instance, we obey the traffic rules because they are for the common good. When the traffic stops at the sign of the traffic policeman, we are not obeying actually the man, but we are obeying his uniform and his position, which is symbolic of his authority. Similarly, we find these kind of authorities in banks, industries, social and religious organizations. They all follow this type of authority, right? So here we can take the examples of police or the police department, like chief minister, like the judge of a court or the mayor of a city. All these are the examples of this kind of authority. Now, second authority is called charismatic authority. Charisma means a gift of grace. So, the person who possesses some exceptional quality, real or imaginary, are able to command the others on the basis of their charisma. Charismatic legitimacy depends on devotion to the specific and exceptional sanctity or heroism or exemplary character of an individual person. So it is based, means charismatic authority is based on the normative patterns prescribed by the individuals possessing charisma. Here we can take the examples of magicians or religious leaders or saints and sages have charismatic authority. This charismatic authority is not organized. It has no limits. It ends with the death of the charismatic person. Like rational legal authority, it has a time period. Up to a particular time, that authority lies. Rational legal authority lies for a particular time. But this charismatic authority has no time. It ends with the death of that charismatic person. Here I can give you more examples, like Mahatma Buddha, right? He was a charismatic authority, we can say. Then Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, Lenin, Abraham Lincoln, Hitler. They were some of the world's charismatic leaders. Now the third type of authority is called traditional authority. Traditional authority depends on traditional legitimacy, right? It is also legal, but traditionally it is legal. Traditional legitimacy rests on an established belief in the sanctity of immemorial traditions, right? For example, there is a ruler or a king, right? And it is a tradition that after the death of the king, the elder son becomes the next ruler, right? So it is called traditional authority. it is based on habitual way of thinking, right? The traditional ruler considers it his inheritance, as I have given you the example of king's son, right? So very often this type of authority is misused. For example, the members of high caste misuse their authority on the lower caste, like the Brahmins. In the social ladder or social hierarchy, Brahmins occupied the highest authority, and sometimes they misuse their authority on the lower caste, like the Shudras. At the family level, the head of the family was obeyed not because of any legal authority, but because it has been happening like this traditionally, right? So generally in the joint family, the eldest member of the society has this authority, and every other person obeys this, right? So children, now I am going to explain you the next authority. Actually, it is not authority, but it is the next, we can say, theory of Max Weber, that is the concept of bureaucracy. Okay, so let us begin the bureaucracy. Children, here Max Weber says that for the administration of rational legal authority, as we have seen that the first kind of authority is rational legal authority, and he says that for functioning of that authority we need a strong machinery, which is bureaucracy. In Hindi we generally call it Naukar Shahi, where there is an officer and others are the subordinates, but it is a necessary structure for the maintenance of society. Bureau means an office or a system of laws, rules and regulations defining specific functions. I think you have understood that bureau means an office or a system of laws, rules and regulations defining specific functions. It means organized process of a group, right? According to Weber, bureaucracy is a type of social organization in hierarchical order. Hierarchical order means just like a pyramid, where someone is on the highest position, then others below him are the subordinates, right? So this is called hierarchical order. In this, each person has some power and authority. Its aim is to run the administration of the state, right? So this is the bureaucracy. Now let us discuss the features of bureaucracy given by Max Weber. First feature is bureaucracy has specified spheres for workers and officials. Children, as I have told you that it is just like a hierarchy where somebody is on the highest position, then next below him is also having the authority, but not that type of authority which the person on the highest rank is holding, right? So the persons are located or they are posted ladder wise. Someone is on the highest position, then higher, then below him, and like that, right? So in a bureaucratic system, the workers and officials have well defined spheres of work. Everyone has a definite field of working, and generally the principle of division of labor is based on laws and rules. everyone is bound by some laws and rules, right? So administration run by bureaucracy is divided into some official duties. Rights to command are based on clearly defined regulations, and persons performing these functions have specified spheres for competence, right? So whatever duties are given by the officials, the subordinates have to follow or obey those duties, right? So all these elements form bureaucratic authority in modern developed societies. Then the second feature is a hierarchy of official positions. Again, the same thing is being repeated. The authority is differentially distributed. Each one has rights but not the same rights. Okay, each one has duties but not the same duties. A hierarchy of officials is formed. Higher officials have controlling and supervisory functions with respect to subordinates, right? Then the third feature is functioning of offices in modern bureaucracy. The official work in modern bureaucracies is carried out through documents and files, not verbally but through documents and files which are kept safely. And for this there are clerks, secretaries and the file keepers to maintain these files. Now next feature is complex and specialized work in modern bureaucracy. So in modern bureaucracies, the work is complex and specialized, and it requires properly trained personnel. So everyone is trained. Next is fully developed offices. In this bureaucracy, there are particular offices for workers and officials, and they have to work hard in these fully developed offices. And if they are doing extra work, it is called overtime and they get the payment for that. Then last point is office management. The management of the office is done according to rules which are steady and vast and can be learnt, right? So if there any officer, right, the authority lies due to the rules and regulations, or he works according to the rules. He cannot work out of rules. A special technical education provides this knowledge. So we have seen, children, that these are the features of bureaucracy. Specified spheres for workers and officials. Then second is it is a hierarchy of official positions. Then functioning of offices in modern bureaucracy. Complex and specialized work in modern bureaucracy. Fully developed offices, and lastly office management. So this is all about Max Weber, his life sketch and his theories of types of authority and concept of bureaucracy. Have a nice day, children.